You've probably been told your whole life that oatmeal is one of the healthiest breakfasts you can eat. Doctors recommend it. Nutritionists love it. It's easy, warm, comforting, and after 60, it's something many of us eat almost every single morning without even thinking twice. But what if I told you that in certain situations, oatmeal could actually raise your cancer risk? I know that sounds shocking, maybe even a little scary, especially when it's been praised as a heart-friendly, cholesterol-lowering superfood for decades. The truth is, it's not the oatmeal itself that's dangerous. It's the way we prepare it, the foods we mix it with, and even the timing of when we eat it after a certain age that can quietly turn it from a health booster into something harmful. And, unfortunately, most people over 60 have no idea they're making these mistakes. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that if you eat oatmeal regularly, you might be doing at least one of these 4 things right now, without realizing it. So stay with me until the very end, because I'm going to walk you step by step through the 4 biggest oatmeal mistakes that can raise your cancer risk as you get older. You'll learn why each one matters, how it silently affects your body, and exactly what to do instead so oatmeal stays one of the healthiest parts of your diet. Before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because here we talk about the little-known health traps and life-changing tips that can keep you healthier, stronger, and living better after 60. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now, before we dive into these 4 mistakes, I want to make something crystal clear. I'm not here to scare you into tossing out your oatmeal and never touching it again. Far from it. Oatmeal can still be one of the best breakfasts out there. It's packed with fiber to keep your digestion moving, minerals that feed your cells, and plant compounds that help protect your heart. It's warm, filling, and comforting. The kind of food that feels like it's giving you a hug from the inside. But here's the thing. After 60, our bodies simply don't work the same way they used to. The tiny repairs our cells used to make overnight, they take longer now. Our immune system, the one that used to fight off damage without us even noticing, is a little slower to respond. And the small dietary slip-ups we could get away with at 30 or 40 can now quietly add up and cause real problems if we're not paying attention. So think of this as a friendly heads-up from someone who wants you to keep enjoying oatmeal, but in a way that helps you stay strong, healthy, and protected. With that in mind, let's talk about mistake number 1. When most people think of oatmeal, they picture a warm, comforting bowl that starts the morning off right. And for good reason. Oats themselves are one of the most nourishing grains we have. But here's where things can quietly go wrong. Not all oatmeal is created equal. In fact, the type of oatmeal you choose could make a big difference in whether it helps your health or slowly chips away at it. I'm talking about instant or flavored oatmeal. Those little packets you just tear open, pour into a bowl, and add hot water to. They seem healthy at first glance. After all, the front of the box often has pictures of fresh strawberries, blueberries, or golden honey drizzled over creamy oats. The packaging might even say things like whole grain, heart healthy, or good source of fiber. But if you take a closer look at the ingredients, you might be surprised, and not in a good way. Most instant and flavored oatmeals are heavily processed. This means the oats have been pre-cooked, dried, and cut into tiny pieces so they cook faster. That processing strips away some of the natural texture and changes the way your body digests them. Instead of slowly releasing energy over hours, they break down quickly in your stomach, leading to faster sugar spikes in your blood. But the bigger problem? The sugar that's added to make them taste good. Many flavored oatmeals contain anywhere from 12 to 18 grams of sugar per serving. And that's before you add anything else on top. To put that in perspective, 16 grams of sugar is about 4 teaspoons. Imagine dumping that straight into your bowl every morning. Over time, that sugar doesn't just give you a quick rush and crash. It feeds inflammation throughout your body. Why does that matter so much after 60? Because as we age, our immune system becomes less efficient at repairing damage and catching problems early. High sugar intake raises insulin levels and contributes to insulin resistance, a condition where your cells stop responding properly to insulin signals. This leads to more sugar circulating in your blood, which can damage tissues and feed harmful processes, including certain cancer cells that thrive on sugar. On top of that, constant high blood sugar triggers chronic inflammation, and inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside your body. Over years, that fire can damage DNA, weaken your immune defenses, and create an environment where abnormal cells are more likely to grow and spread. It's one of the reasons why diets high in added sugar are linked to higher risks of cancers like breast, colon, and pancreatic cancer. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine two different breakfasts. Breakfast A. A flavored instant oatmeal packet with maple brown sugar flavor, plus a cup of orange juice. Breakfast B. A bowl of slow-cooked rolled oats topped with fresh blueberries and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Breakfast, it might taste sweet and comforting, but between the packet and the juice, you're looking at over 30 grams of sugar. That's nearly as much as a can of soda. Breakfast B still satisfies your craving for something warm and tasty, but the natural sugars in the berries are balanced by fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants that protect your cells. And the slow-digesting oats help keep your blood sugar steady for hours. Some people tell me, but I've been eating instant oatmeal for years and I feel fine. And I get it, instant oatmeal feels quick, easy, and even healthy because it says oatmeal on the box. But the effects of excess sugar and inflammation aren't always something you feel right away. They build slowly year after year, until one day your doctor says your blood sugar is creeping up, your cholesterol is higher, or your test results show something more serious. I'm not saying you need to give up oatmeal, far from it. In fact, I want you to keep it in your diet, but in a way that truly supports your health. The best option is whole rolled oats or steel-cut oats. Yes, they take a few extra minutes to cook, but that time is an investment in your future health. If you find them too plain, you can add flavor naturally. Cinnamon for warmth, fresh berries for sweetness and antioxidants, or even a touch of honey if you like, though you'll probably find you need less than you think. And here's a little perspective. Those extra 5 or 6 minutes you spend cooking real oats could be adding years to your life. That's time well spent. I know mornings can feel rushed, but maybe this is an opportunity to slow down a little, enjoy the process, and do something good for yourself. You spent decades caring for others, family, friends, work. And now it's about making small, smart choices that care for you. Skipping instant oatmeal might seem like a tiny change, but when it comes to reducing inflammation, supporting your immune system, and keeping your blood sugar steady, it's a powerful one. So the next time you're at the store, take a look at the label before tossing that box of flavored packets into your cart. Ask yourself, do I want to start my day with sugar and preservatives, or with real, nourishing food that my body will thank me for? Because after 60, every choice counts, and the right choice can keep you healthier, stronger, and more vibrant for the years ahead. Mistake number 2, adding the wrong toppings. Oatmeal itself is one of the most wholesome breakfasts you can eat. Warm, filling, full of fiber, and gentle on digestion. But here's the truth most people over 60 never hear. It's not always the oats that are the problem. It's what we put on them. And sometimes, the toppings we choose can quietly turn our healthy breakfast into something that feeds inflammation, raises cancer risk, and puts extra stress on an aging body. I've seen it happen countless times. Someone proudly says, I have oatmeal every morning, but then I watch them prepare it. By the time they're done adding creamers, syrups, sugar, and piles of sweetened dried fruit, the oatmeal is basically dessert. And while that might taste good in the moment, it can have long-term consequences that are far from sweet. One of the biggest culprits is processed creamers. Many people think they're harmless, but flavored coffee creamers, even the powdered non-dairy kind, are often loaded with hydrogenated oils, artificial flavors, chemical preservatives, and hidden sugars. Some also contain artificial sweeteners that may disrupt the gut microbiome, the delicate community of bacteria in our intestines that help control inflammation, digest food, and even regulate immune function. When that balance is disturbed, your immune system can weaken, making it harder to destroy abnormal cells before they grow into something dangerous. Then there's the issue of artificial sweeteners themselves. You might think I'm avoiding sugar, so I'm doing the right thing. But certain artificial sweeteners, especially when used daily, can confuse the body's insulin response, alter gut bacteria, and even encourage cravings for sweeter foods. Over time, this can make blood sugar control more difficult, especially after 60 when the body's insulin sensitivity naturally declines. Poor blood sugar control isn't just a diabetes concern. It's also linked to chronic inflammation, which plays a role in the development of several types of cancer. Dried fruit is another tricky one. In small amounts, unsweetened dried fruit can be fine, a sprinkle of raisins, or a few chopped dates for natural sweetness. But the problem comes when people add half a cup or more without realizing just how concentrated the sugar is. A single small handful of sweetened dried cranberries can contain as much sugar as a candy bar, and many store-bought dried fruits are treated with sulfites, preservatives that can trigger inflammation and oxidative stress in sensitive individuals. Oxidative stress damages cells, and over time, that damage can contribute to cancer development. Now imagine starting your day with a bowl of oatmeal topped with sweetened dried fruit, a flavored creamer splash, and maybe a drizzle of maple syrup for extra flavor. You've just created a sugar bomb that causes a rapid blood sugar spike, followed by a crash. This constant up and down roller coaster puts strain on your pancreas, encourages inflammation, and weakens your immune defenses. The good news? Small changes make a huge difference. You can still enjoy oatmeal that tastes amazing, but in a way that nourishes rather than harms. Instead of processed creamers, try unsweetened almond milk, plain dairy milk, or oat milk with no added sugar. These give you the creaminess you love without the chemical cocktail. Instead of sweetened dried fruits, use fresh berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, which are packed with antioxidants and fiber, and release sugar more slowly into your bloodstream. If you really want dried fruit, look for ones labeled unsweetened and no sulfites, and keep portions small. You can also add nuts and seeds, almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, which not only give texture and flavor, but also provide healthy fats and protein. These nutrients help slow down sugar absorption, keeping your energy steady and your insulin response gentler. A sprinkle of cinnamon can add natural sweetness without sugar at all, and cinnamon itself may help improve blood sugar control. Think of it like this. Every topping you add is either helping your body fight disease or making it easier for disease to take hold. When you're over 60, your body doesn't recover from years of damage as easily as it once did. That's why breakfast is the perfect time to start your day in a protective, healing way. And here's something I always tell my clients. If your oatmeal looks more like a dessert than a breakfast, your body might be paying the price. You don't need frosting-level sweetness in the morning. You need steady fuel. You need food that supports your immune system, keeps your blood sugar in check, and feeds your body's natural ability to repair itself. It's easy to think, well, it's just a little extra sweetness, it won't hurt. But here's the thing, small daily habits add up over years. And in your 60s and beyond, those years matter more than ever. A healthier oatmeal bowl today could mean a stronger immune system next year. And that could be the difference between your body catching abnormal cells early or letting them slip by unnoticed. Your breakfast sets the tone for your whole day, and maybe even your future health. So make your oatmeal a meal your body thanks you for, not one it has to recover from. That small shift could be one of the most powerful cancer prevention steps you take. Mistake number 3, eating oatmeal with certain foods that block nutrient absorption. Now here's something most people never think about. It's not just what you eat, but what you eat it with. You might think, oatmeal is healthy, so it doesn't matter what else I have at breakfast. But that's not quite true. The combinations we choose can make a big difference in how our bodies actually use the nutrients inside that oatmeal. Oatmeal is rich in minerals like iron, zinc, and magnesium, which are all important for keeping your immune system strong. But oatmeal also naturally contains something called phytates. Think of phytates like tiny little magnets. They like to attach themselves to minerals. When that happens, those minerals can pass through your body without being absorbed. For younger people with big nutrient stores, this might not matter much. But after 60, many of us already struggle with low mineral levels. And when our immune system is weaker and our DNA repair isn't as sharp, it becomes easier for damaged cells to slip past our defenses. And that's when cancer risk goes up. Here's where the trouble can double. If you have your oatmeal alongside certain drinks, you can block even more nutrient absorption without realizing it. A lot of people, maybe you, maybe me, love to enjoy a nice hot cup of coffee or tea with breakfast. But coffee and tea contain tannins, natural compounds that can make it harder for your body to absorb iron, especially the type found in plant foods like oats. Over time, that iron shortfall can affect energy, brain health, and immune strength. And yes, a weaker immune system means your body has a harder time spotting and destroying cancer cells early. It's not that coffee or tea are bad. In fact, They have antioxidants that can protect you. The problem is timing. If you drink them right after your oatmeal, you're stacking the odds against your body getting the minerals it needs from that meal. So what can you do? One easy fix is soaking your oats overnight before cooking them. This simple step helps break down some of the phytates, so your minerals have a better chance of getting absorbed. Another smart move is to add a vitamin C-rich fruit like strawberries, oranges, or kiwi to your oatmeal. Vitamin C actually helps your body absorb more iron. It's like giving your digestion a little boost. And if you're a coffee or tea lover, don't worry, you don't have to give them up. Just give your body a little space. Try waiting at least an hour after breakfast before you sip that cup. That way, your oatmeal gets digested and your minerals get absorbed before those tannins step in. I like to think of it like this. Your breakfast is a team. Oatmeal, fruits, nuts, and seeds are your star players. But if coffee or tea barges in too soon, they can accidentally bench one of your key players, iron. By adjusting the order and timing, you let everyone play their best game for your health. So remember, you don't have to stop enjoying your morning coffee or tea. Just give your oatmeal a little breathing room, and your body will thank you for it with stronger immunity, better energy, and protection that can help lower your cancer risk over time. You've probably heard it said 100 times. Oatmeal is healthy. Oatmeal is heart-friendly. Oatmeal is the perfect breakfast. And yes, that's true. But here's the catch most people never think about. Even healthy foods can start working against you if you eat them the wrong way or in the wrong amount. For many older adults, the biggest oatmeal mistake isn't what they put on top. It's how much they put in the bowl. A giant serving of oatmeal may look comforting and wholesome, but it can set off a chain reaction in your body that you really don't want. And the problem comes down to blood sugar. See, oatmeal is a carbohydrate-rich food. Your body digests it and turns it into glucose, sugar in your blood, to be used for energy. That's normal. The problem starts when you eat a large portion without enough protein or fat to balance it out. This makes your blood sugar rise quickly, giving you a big spike. Now, a single spike isn't going to hurt you. Your body's designed to handle that. But if you start your mornings this way, day after day, year after year, those repeated spikes can make your cells stop responding to insulin as well as they should. That's called insulin resistance. And insulin resistance doesn't just lead to type 2 diabetes. It also creates an environment in the body where chronic inflammation thrives. Why should that matter if we're talking about cancer risk? Because high blood sugar and inflammation can feed abnormal cell growth. Cancer cells love an easy fuel supply, and they grow best in bodies that are constantly inflamed. It's like giving weeds both sunshine and water every single day. Here's where it gets tricky. Many seniors don't realize their oatmeal is causing this problem. They think, I'm eating whole grains, it must be fine. But a healthy food eaten in excess is still excess. I've seen people fill half a mixing bowl with oats, pile on sweet toppings, and call it breakfast. That might be 1.5 to 2 cups of dry oats, triple the amount most bodies over 60 need in one meal. So what's the better way? Start by downsizing your portion. For most older adults, 1/2 to 3/4 cup of dry oats is plenty. It still gives you fiber, beta-glucans, and slow-release carbs without overwhelming your system with sugar. Next, think about balance. Oatmeal by itself is like a solo act, pleasant, but missing the full band. When you add protein and healthy fats, you slow down digestion, meaning glucose enters your blood more gradually. Instead of a steep sugar mountain, you get a gentle rolling hill. Here are a few ideas. Pair your oatmeal with a couple scrambled eggs or a dollop of Greek yogurt on the side. Add nuts or seeds right into the bowl. Almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, or pumpkin seeds are great choices. If you like fruit, go for fresh berries, which are lower in sugar and high in antioxidants. And there's one more simple trick. Sprinkle a little cinnamon over your oats. Cinnamon has compound that can help your cells respond to insulin more effectively, helping keep blood sugar steadier. It's not magic, but think of it as a helpful extra layer of defense. If you've been eating oatmeal in big portions for years, this change might feel small, almost too small to matter. But the truth is, your body notices every single improvement you make. Reducing the spike in your blood sugar, even a little, can take stress off your pancreas, calm inflammation, and help keep your cells healthier for longer. Here's a way to visualize it. Picture your oatmeal bowl as if it were a medicine dose. The right dose keeps you strong, But too much at once? It can throw your system out of balance and over time, cause problems you never intended. So yes, keep enjoying your oatmeal. Just remember, portion size isn't about punishment. It's about protection. After 60, your body needs the right fuel in the right amounts, not an endless flood. A smaller bowl balanced with protein and healthy fats can still be satisfying, delicious, and most importantly, safe for your long-term health. So let's quickly go over the 4 big mistakes to avoid. First, relying on instant or flavored oatmeal. Those little packets are often loaded with sugar, artificial flavors, and additives that work against your health. Second, loading your oatmeal with sugary or artificial toppings like flavored syrups, sweetened dried fruits, or candy-like granola. Third, pairing it with foods that block nutrient absorption, like coffee or tea right alongside your bowl, which can interfere with how your body takes in iron and other minerals. And fourth, eating too much at once without balancing your blood sugar, especially if you skip adding protein or healthy fats. The good news is you don't need to give up oatmeal to protect your health. You just need to make a few simple, smart swaps. These small changes can help lower your cancer risk, protect your heart, keep your energy steady, and support better digestion. Every spoonful you eat is either working for you or against you. Now that you know these 4 mistakes, you can make sure oatmeal is on your side, nourishing your body, supporting your health, and giving you long-lasting energy every single day.